Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ben coming at you with another video. So today, I'm doing another episode of Men, Movie Expertise Needed, and we are going to be covering Boss Baby and Silent Voice. So, Boss Baby
and Silent, you say?
Voice.
You're just calling it silent voice or a silent voice?
Is it? It's silent.
It's a
voice.
silent. It's a silent voice.
I've never heard a silent voice. I'm looking that up now.
I mean, it's what the movie's called.
Yeah,
that
the
we're
movie is
discussing.
called A Silent Voice.
Okay, cool. A silent voice. Anywho.
SV for short.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a silent voice. Sorry. Anywho.
Yeah, same difference.
So, we've had many conversations about this, and so actually one of the biggest controversies I think in the anime community right now is the fact that Boss Baby got an Oscar nomination in, I believe it was 2017. And Silent Voice.
That's pretty old news.
Yeah.
A Silent Voice didn't. Well, you told me that the reason why I saw some stuff and good anime memes, and you guys were telling me that some people that were big anime YouTubers were talking about.
Yeah, they brought up briefly in a podcast where they just shoot the shit.
I don't care. I saw it on good anime memes. Okay, somebody brought it up. I almost never looked
Reddit,
there.
That automatically makes it a big deal.
Yes.
There you
For
go.
the love of
Okay,
Pete.
I'll believe it.
Wait, do I have my notes? I do have my notes. There we go. Okay.
Can I just say Ben is very much
Got it.
prepared
Yeah.
to follow us?
Yeah, no, he definitely is.
It's yeah, I mean I'm prepared, but I'm still gonna not know what the hell I'm talking about, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You're prepared, but you just don't watch
you're
anime.
prepared, but yeah.
Okay.
I think you only halfway paid attention when you watched it.
A silent voice?
Yeah.
I mean maybe. I don't. I think I paid attention. I mean I'm not full
I
disclosure.
just rewatched it. So.
Full disclosure, I don't I'm not a big fan of anime. I almost refuse to watch all animes that Josh tries to send my way.
You refuse to watch all of them.
No, because I watched a silent voice.
No, you only watched that because
You only
had
watched
nothing
it so you
better
could
to
have a
do.
debate.
It doesn't matter. I still watched it. I have
No,
I have
you watched
stuff.
it because you had nothing better to do.
I always have stuff that's better to do than anime. Oh, yeah, no. Cause I mean, I could be writing. I could be working on a YouTube video. I could be actually cleaning like my room, like I should have been 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad you like that, Josh. Anywho, let's get into this. So, here's my official
That's
stance.
the original comment that sparked the whole decision, by the way.
The Oscar chose a movie about a talking baby that wears a suit rather than this masterpiece.
You could just show that on the screen if you wanted to.
I will.
Yeah, just throw that on the screen.
Anywho, so here's my stance, right? My stance is that A Silent Voice didn't deserve it over a Boss Baby. I think to me they're very similar. I think the quality is rather about the same. What is your stance, Zane and Josh?
My stance is that I Believe a Silent Voice should have definitely been thrown over more than Boss Baby, but I could also see it going either way because they're both very high quality movies.
I'm here to provide color commentary and laugh at you both because both movies suck.
That's an interesting take because you guys were slamming hard on Boss Baby before.
Yeah, because
I wasn't. Boss Baby isn't bad.
I think it's not. I just don't think it's a great movie for what it's supposed to do.
Okay, so
it's still it's a very high quality movie, but it's definitely not like a.
Okay, so when high quality, do you mean in terms of the animation, or do you mean in terms of the storytelling?
Yeah, in terms of animation.
Okay.
In terms of animation, I think the storytelling is very confusing, at least from what I remember.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna try and help you on here, and the reason why I like it so much. But yeah, frick. Why do I lose my train of thought right there? Here's what it was. So personally, regardless of whether or not, so I think A Silent Voice is Oscar nomination worthy. It's not gonna.
It is worthy.
It is correct. I do.
Actually.
Because here's what I'm going off of right now. So the movies that, if I remember correctly, the movies that were nominated, you got Coco. I'll put it on the screen so you guys can know for sure. So I'm not talking out my butt, but Coco, Breadwinner, I think is what it's called. Then you got Boss Baby, A Silent Voice, and Ferdinand. Yeah, that's 5. There were 5.
Which one was this in? This was
Ferdinand is the one with John Cena about the bull. It's in.
This one was in
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Best Picture. No.
And so I've heard that Breadwinner is great, and of course Coco deserved to win. But Ferdinand, and see, that's where a lot of my, if I saw Ferdinand, I think that would then decide for me whether or not A Silent Voice deserved it, because it could potentially be over Ferdinand. Actually, it could be over a Breadwinner too. But I haven't seen Breadwinner, and I've heard great things about Breadwinner. Anyways,
wait, it was 2017, right? I can't find anything on.
It might have been 2018, but A Silent Voice came out in 2016, so that's weird.
Yeah. It did.
I'm gonna do a quick Google search here, but so
I'm doing it as well. 2018.
It was 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, it was 2018. I got the year wrong. So yeah, and so I mean the Oscars are so weird anyways, and it's something that we can cover at the end. But like, I'm not sure how many movies or people can be nominated.
Loving Vincent, Boss Baby, Coco, Ferdinand, The Breadwinner. Those are the 5 that was nominated in 2018.
Yes, it was Loving Vincent. I really like Loving Vincent. The story was kind of confusing, but I love the art style. You guys should definitely check out that one. But let's actually get into this debate here. So, yes, so I think potentially, I mean, actually, I loved Loving Vincent, but I think it's close. So, like, I don't know. It gets hard with animation because of the fact that there's not really a lot of animated movies that come out. They actually have a rule in Best Animated Film where as long as they have 8 movies that qualify, they'll still do a Best Animated Film. And that's really low.
Stupid, because animation isn't really a genre. This is a point I've seen online. But animation isn't a genre. It's a type of storytelling.
Oh yeah, but for the Oscars, there isn't a genre, right? There aren't genres.
Yeah,
that's for other award shows. Golden Globes, I'm pretty sure. They do best like comedy horror, I think, or something like that. Comedy musical, and then they do like horror drama or something like that. Spoiler alert! Okay, we're good. You guys can go back.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm gonna cut this out. It's fine.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna pitch real quick about Boss Baby, and then you guys can talk about why you really like A Silent Voice, and then we can kind of converge. So the reason why I really like Boss Baby is that for the reason that other people really don't like it, and it's because of seemingly some of the plot holes. Now, they're not actual plot holes, right?
I mean, they are.
But because they make sense, right? They're attached to the story. Yes, they are. They do.
They're called plot holes because they don't.
They look like plot holes, but they're not actually plot holes.
No, you can't excuse bad writing just because it's being told.
I will explain why.
Child.
It does if that's the point.
Yeah, but it's an adult telling the story.
But it's through the eyes of a kid.
Yeah, but he's an adult telling the story.
Yes, but it's through the eyes of a kid.
Just because it's being told through the eyes of a child doesn't mean that plot holes are like completely excusable.
Yes, it does, because that's how he sees the world.
So, doesn't mean they're excusable.
Yes,
he's
it
just
is,
older,
because that's how he
and
sees
he should
it.
also be able to fill in the holes.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Because the entire
Are we
point
gonna
is
talk
how
about
he.
how?
All right, hey,
Also,
how
are
would
we
this? How
gonna
would
talk
this?
about how just the kid just kind of leaves as well?
What do you mean leaves?
Doesn't Boss Baby at the end just kind of dip?
No.
No.
What?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Doggo hasn't. Doggo
Yeah,
is
I haven't
growing. Does
watched
he
it
have?
since 2017.
Okay, so
Because I
let
haven't
me.
found anywhere to watch it.
Neither have I, and I've seen, and I still remember most of it.
Okay, so let
I
me
didn't remember
explain
the
my
first
point
one,
here,
yeah.
right? And so there's
Okay.
a number of things that I think it's really about his kind of I think hopefully I'm going to use this word right, disassociation with reality. Because he yes. So, yes. I was looking up the definition. So, the point here is that he sees through his lens, right?
Yeah.
It's entirely through his eyes and it's his imagination. But pretty much the whole movie is through this kid's imagination. And so when there's stuff that's weird, like for examples, right? The baby's in a suit. You know,
Yeah.
it's because he's trying to create this image in his head of like how the world around him is not fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
And
imagine it
so
more of that's like the kid is controlling his parents and taking more attention from them than he had. And that's why the kid had a suit, is because he is the boss of the parents in a way
correct,
because
yeah.
of how much attention and stuff that he needs from them.
Yes, that's
The
definitely
other
a way to
kid
look
got
at it.
jealous, and that's the way that I looked at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like a baby isn't going to show up in a suit, right?
I
A
mean, you
real
could put him in
baby
a
is
suit.
going to come out. I mean, you can, but like he just walks up to the door in a suit, right? He literally walks up to the door. And so that's the point of like if there's any point a lot well there might be an example of something that you could point out, but my point being is that like the the fact that he like because it's all through his imagination and like it's all about him and his world. And so when you see plot holes and you're like that's weird, it might be explained by the fact that he is so caught up in being an only child and having his parents be concerned about him that what you're seeing is what he wants you to see. Well, also what he wants to be real.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the point of like he has a very overactive imagination was a key
Yeah.
plot point like of his
Correct.
character.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, why would he want to see the baby as the boss? That wouldn't make sense to me. Wouldn't he want to imagine himself as the boss, and the baby just a sidekick to a story?
Well, because he doesn't have control over the baby.
I mean, yeah, but with what you just said, everything is like
Well,
part
the
of his
baby's coming in.
imagination.
He doesn't have control over that.
Yeah, but he could at least put it in his head that the baby is way less significant than it actually was. If that makes any sense.
Well, no, he can't because he doesn't have control of his
He can't
imagination.
because no. There are certain parts of his imagination that he can control. But there's also the real world environment, right?
Yeah.
And that's the point. Is the baby is the real world.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the baby's there, he can't control that.
Yeah.
And that's the point. And he can't control the fact that his parents are paying more attention to the baby. And so he's just trying to twist in his head to the point of, oh, everybody's screwing me over.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I can see that.
So I mean that's my main point is that's what the entire movie's about, and that's what the movie hinges on, and I think it does a really good job of doing that. So do you guys want to talk about why a silent voice is so great?
I think it tackles more of like more of like what people have experienced, I guess. Like not every person has had like a younger sibling come in their life, and they can't relate to it as much, you know. Because like some people,
That's your age difference. especially with that sphere of age difference.
Yeah, that is true as well. Like where you can actually remember the child coming in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but a lot of people have siblings, right?
Yeah, but they can't relate to like being 10 and then having a newborn child come in, right? Most of them only have like what, like 1 or 2 year age difference. Like maybe 3 or 4, but they can't really remember unless they're like the oldest child and they've had 2 other kids come in.
I mean, okay, but I would say to that, like, um, it may be a little bit different, but having another sibling, um, you can still relate to that because the attention sometimes is taken away from you, and your parents pay
Yeah.
attention to more to them. I think it's more relatable than you think. Specifically,
Mm.
that story, like completely that story, no. But parts of the story, particularly the main
Yeah.
message of like, um, being like loving your siblings and people that are around, and like also kind of learning to share and be with other people.
Yeah. Which I mean, yeah, some people get to experience that, right? But some people are also just kind of always had siblings, I guess.
Yeah,
Where, they've always just, known that they had to share and everything.
but
I think
I would say to a silent voice that that's a very specific and extremely harsh like story.
but I think though the beginning, I think that's what you're focused on is the beginning. The whole actual plot line from what I've watched and remember is that people that were really bad in their younger lives are trying to make it better, and then some people will not let them. And as they're trying to grow as a better person, they have to lose the other people who will not grow and become a better person.
Okay, hold on.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna.
she never
The
actually
whole
loses
plot,
anybody though.
I gotta
yeah, it
stop you
does.
for a
Yes, he
second.
does actually.
I
Yes, he
gotta.
does actually.
I
The
gotta.
black-haired girl,
I mean, she's still around
her
at the end
her
of the
face,
movie.
yeah, her face shows up, but then the X is put back, or like her face gets uncovered, then recovered. It's pretty much just about like trying to correct what you did wrong earlier in life.
Mhm.
Only the first 20 minutes is like, the girl being bullied, and then after that, he is trying to make, he's trying to make it up to her, right?
Yeah.
And like the
Yep.
first like 30 minutes of the movie is just about, depression and stuff about how, you know, he sold all of his assets and everything and gave it all to his mother before he went and, wanted to commit suicide. And then the girl towards the end of the movie,
Wee
yeah,
woo,
she
wee woo.
also, yeah, she also tried to commit suicide and he saved her. Right? So I think like the main thing is just about like depression and what causes it, right?
Okay.
Because she wanted to be friends with him, but he bullied her for pretty much existing because she couldn't hear. And and that made her depressed. And then after he got pushed into the water, and then everyone started like to disassociate with him and stuff, he also just became depressed as well.
Yeah.
And I think the movie is just trying to fix what they did wrong and then try to become better people together, I assume. So I should word that.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's
And I
very
feel
well
like
done
that's way more
movie.
relatable because it's something like, oh, it's like what, one in
Everyone wants to be
three?
better
No,
person.
it's like 1 in 3 people have depression or something like that. 1 in 3, 1 in 4, 1 in 8. It's like it's way more amount of people that can relate to depression and stuff and like
But
being
be
bullied and such than to
That's
getting a
hearsay.
brother.
Um,
Than to getting a brother and actually remembering like all the feelings that he did at such a later age.
okay, yeah, but
that's
also
hearsay.
being relatable does not make a good movie make.
Yeah.
That is
I was
true.
about to say that too. Which I mean, like, for getting to audiences, right?
Yeah.
To some extent, I mean, you can't like. I think it's a little overrated, but at the same time, there is some importance. I will have to tell you. I don't think it affects this because I think the movie Boss Baby is relatable enough that it doesn't matter. But if a movie isn't
Yeah.
relatable, then I would.
No one will want to watch it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
That's
you
why I
can't
think
connect
both
with your audience.
That's why, yeah,
So
that's why I think both movies are good in their own rights, but I feel like one that has a better storytelling with less plot holes should be nominated over the other one. Right?
Yeah,
Because
but
like
I
we
mean,
were
they're
on
not.
earlier about,
I just explained to you that they're not. They are plot holes, but they're not. They're explained plot holes.
they're not explained
Explained
very
plot holes aren't better than
clearly.
unexplained.
Yeah, yeah.
They,
They aren't any better.
Ben,
they
do
are
not.
better.
You cannot defend plot holes.
I can.
Plot holes are still plot holes.
No,
Because
I.
if not every single person picks up on it, it looks really stupid.
No, I can't. If it's in the movie, like, if it's there, right? It's there.
What's there?
What's there?
The explanation. Like, it's in the movie. It's not incredibly easy to
The
understand.
whole dream sequence is just code for, hey, the author got lazy and didn't feel like making up an explanation.
Pretty
no,
much.
no, the entire
Pretty
movie is based off of this premise, right? That this kid has an extremely overactive imagination and he's selfish. And that's the
Okay,
point, is everything that he sees is through his selfishness. And that's why, with the baby in the suit, and what are some other great examples? I mean, that's the most major one that I can think of.
That's not really a plot hole. That's just a characteristic.
Yeah.
Like, if
I
you
mean, yeah,
expect
but a
that-
baby in a suit?
that's just a characteristic of the baby. That's like,
Yeah,
in
that
universe,
that
that's
could have
not a
also
plot
just
hole.
been that could have also just been something he was dressed up as one day
Okay,
and just
Ben,
remembered that.
name a plot hole that you're thinking we're calling a plot hole.
Okay, maybe there aren't plot holes then. Maybe I was misunderstanding for stuff that's a little bit goofy, rather
Or
than
maybe
stuff
you're-
that...
You're thinking
No,
of
because
plot
I can't
holes-
think of anything else. All I could think about was the baby in a suit thing.
Okay.
The fact that the parents just don't care. That's really all I was thinking about.
So I think the
Yeah,
entire
those-
story.
Those can be explained by the imagination.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes. Those aren't plot holes. Those are characteristics of the story.
Correct.
yeah, actually, I don't think there really are any. I can't remember any, so... I thought I had some earlier, but anyways. You guys got anything?
Hmm?
What are you guys doing?
I am looking into something.
I am paying attention. I am just here to mitigate the arguments that happen.
Okay.
I wasn't actually intending to get into it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, if you can, I guess if you can present
I
some
came
plot
in here
holes,
to
because
be
I
neutral.
can't think of anything. So,
Okay.
Also, this is all in his dreams.
yeah.
This is
the
not him.
beginning
This is
section.
not him recalling. No, that was in his dreams.
Well, he was telling the story to his child.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
That is the framing aspect of the story.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Which is why we're
let's
going at the
start
end of
with
the story.
this, right? Let's just... What don't you guys like about it?
I don't dislike it.
And you both don't dislike it. But why? Okay. Because...
Well, I'm not the one that was arguing that.
Anyway, Zane, why do you think that, I guess... Is there a reason that you think that Boss Baby is less than?
It's less than.
Yes,
the other
why?
one.
Yes, less than a silent voice.
I have to think about how I want to word this. Because there is definitely. I just think that the character improvement of how, just how it's done and how it's shown, just isn't as satisfying or as like. I'm
You
just
like the fact that
completely
there's
blank.
character progression.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's character progression, and I like how they handle the situations. Other than it's just, oh yeah, all of this is my imagination, all of this is sort of just revolved around me, sort of thing. I
But
like
that's
to
the
see
point of the
other
story.
people have sympathy for each other. And at the end, I know that they get along and whatnot. But, like, the whole story is just kind of this kid does not want to sit down and tell his parents, hey, can I have more attention? He blames everything on the kid, right? And then he doesn't really ever, from what I remember, he doesn't really ever not completely not think that. There's still
I
like that in
mean,
his back
Yes, he
mind.
does. At the end of the movie, he does.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I just don't remember the end of the movie.
Well, this is going swell.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
didn't get
going
to rewatch it. I still
What?
remember the end of the movie, which is like the biggest problem.
Yeah, no, he loves his baby brother at the end of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Like, he grew to love him over the course of the story. Like,
Yeah.
he had the opportunity of, like, refusing the baby brother at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And he took it. Okay.
Or, no, he didn't take it.
He took the other option. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like, he's like,
Yeah.
he took the option of saving his brother over...
He sent, yeah, he sent a
being
he
his
sent a
son.
letter to his baby brother, Boss Baby, and then Boss Baby ran away and he got into the thing, and
Yeah.
he became an actual baby.
So, the whole story is before he's actually born then.
Huh?
Because he said then he became an actual baby.
The Boss Baby.
No,
Yeah.
No, because at the end of the story, it's revealed that, hey, this guy, the kid is actually real. Like, this is... Essentially, it's a dream sequence of, like, right before he has a kid. Right before the kid's born.
So, like I said, it's before the kid's born. He has all of this imagined in his head before the kid's even born.
Well...
Potentially, yes.
Or, like,
yeah.
while the kid is being born.
Yeah.
Which makes it just have even less sense, I guess, then. Makes even less sense.
I mean, it's a cartoon. It's not supposed to make sense. To put it simply, Boss Baby is a comedy drama. Not even a
While
comedy drama. Boss
just
Baby is a comedy, and Silent Voice is a drama.
it's a romantic drama, yes.
Yeah.
That's the official thing for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, Boss Baby is kind of... It's definitely very drama, but, like, most things are drama.
It is, yeah.
No, because it's, like... I know you didn't feel this way, but for me, like, it felt like a very emotional story. And the plot is definitely there. You may not agree that it's as emotional, but it's definitely there. I mean...
Yeah, no,
Yeah, like I said,
there
it's
is the
comedic
plot
drama.
there, yeah. There is a plot there, but I feel like the plot's just...
Confusing?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the fact is that, you know, you have to actually probably watch the movie and, like, actually pay attention to detail instead of just watch the movie to actually understand what's going on.
Well, no, because I don't.
And also,
I don't think you need to pay
the
attention
movie
to
was
detail.
the movie was also made for a younger audience, while Silent Voice was made for an older audience.
Okay, well, that's why you like it more. That doesn't mean why it's a better movie.
No, but I'm saying is, right, if it's made for a younger audience and there's so many different, like, sort of plot tales, right? Like, I watched it when I was 11, I think. 10 or 11? No, 11. 11 or 12. Right, that was the first time that I watched it. I don't remember half the things that happened because, you know, I didn't remember that it was actually a dream sequence or anything like that.
It wasn't really
Okay.
even a dream sequence. It was a story sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
But it all
imaginary
happened,
tale.
yeah, it was imaginary tale that happened partially in his dreams. Or in his, like, just in his really whacked out imagination. And like you said, it was before the baby was brought. So that means everything he imagined before the baby is actually there was just in his mind. While maybe either A, he was dreaming, or while he was just, you know, sitting around.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So, I don't understand how that's, like, 100% relatable to anyone unless they have a really vivid thing other than, yeah, hey.
That's
how you
not what
have
makes
to-
a good movie.
Yeah, I know it's not. Well, I feel like it's just a very confusing plot line that makes the movie a lot harder to actually enjoy.
I mean, okay, but that's the kind of like here's a point that I want to bring up because it's so one of my favorite jokes that he makes in this movie is Boss Baby makes is related to the kid in his song Blackbird, right?
Okay.
The kid doesn't understand that it was by the Beatles, and so Boss Baby's like, your parents are Lennon and McCartney, and he just doesn't get it. And so, I mean, I understand why you would think it's confusing, but this movie is like it's more concerned about how it's trying to make you feel rather than you understanding every minute detail.
Yeah.
Which to me, I believe that
a younger audience looks at Big Baby and goes, "Hey, funny," than actually, drives the point home.
I mean, yeah, but I think it did both. I think it was able to drive the point. Sure, I think it was kind of going dual purpose, which is possible. I mean, Pixar is the best examples of that.
That is true. Well, it's DreamWorks, but
yeah, I know, but I'm making an example that there are movies that can do that.
Yeah.
Is my point. I know it's DreamWorks.
Yeah.
I know it's the same guys that made Shrek. I think it is entirely possible for a kids movie to have a very good plot, but still cater towards kids to some extent. And this movie definitely does.
Yeah. Especially if they have to deal with, getting another sibling and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know. I think we're gonna hit an impasse here. I want to hit some stuff that both movies did well, and then we can talk. I want to talk about Silent Voice a little bit.
Yeah.
So both animation styles are pretty immersive. They're pretty well done.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They match really well with like Boss Baby is very cartoony and crudish, but it's very amped up and it's got a lot of bright colors, but it's still well crafted and it really matches the tone that they're going for. It's very outlandish and kind of in your face and colorful, and they just amp it up and go with it. And then with a Silent Voice, it's a little bit more subdued, but they do some great things, like that river sequence where he jumps in to get the notebook in the pond or the river, right? That's a big one, and also like the end sequence is fantastic. And how they use light, like particularly in the end couple sequences where they like lighten everything up, I think it really adds to what's going on and what they're showing. And the X marks are very also that adds a very good detail to it.
Yeah.
It's I think that's kind of a motif. I think that's what that's called. Yeah. I mean, that's all I have for that. If you want, I do have. There is one thing about Silent Voice that I thought probably could have made it better. So, why is he the way he is? Right, the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he such a jerk?
I mean, he's a kid?
Is that what you're talking about? When he's a kid?
G's just a kid.
Whenever he was a kid, is that what you're asking?
Yes, when he was a kid. Yeah.
Well, there isn't like
Why
an
are
exact.
bullies?
Yeah.
What?
That's pretty much it.
What?
Why are bullies bullies? Because if you notice, at the beginning, it shows that his mom is doing hair, right? Whenever he gets home from school, right? And he just kind of goes up to his room.
Okay.
So you have to like pay attention to detail. Why I think this movie would have done. I don't think this movie would have gotten close if it was made for a younger audience, right?
Okay, but
I think it was
why?
made for more of an adult audience, because I think the little hints of that his mother is always working, just kind of shows that he just didn't get enough attention, so he did those things to get attention in school. Because if you notice, whenever she comes in, she has the same nickname as he does. And I think that's one of the reasons why he didn't like her at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is because they both have the same nickname.
So that's
and
you.
that he
You
took the
think
attention. He took the attention, or she took the attention away from him, and he was like the attention-seeking person, and she didn't mean to. She was just a new student, but
okay?
she took the attention away from him, which made him bully her because he needed the attention from school because he didn't get it from home.
That's a very good answer. Um, yeah, I mean that's that. I mean that basically that does answer my question because definitely I thought it would take away from the movie if he was a character where it was just like um, he didn't really have a reason for what I was doing. He was just being a jerk. And you know that doesn't really work when your character is the protagonist because it's hard to relate to them because you're like why do I care about this guy's redemption story if he's just a terrible person? But if you can somewhat relate to the fact that hey, his mom's a single mom and he feels shunted because she can't give him enough attention.
Yeah. Because she is a single mom. It never says what happened to his dad, but you know, she is a single mom that's doing hair full time. Which even then you notice at the end of the movie, she's doing hair. After he got home from the hospital, she goes in and it starts another client while the little toddler's dad is there as well helping.
Also,
Okay.
by the way, you know the toddler's dad. He actually does show up earlier than when you were
Yeah,
talking about him.
yeah, he does just at the very beginning. Like he
Yeah.
leaves though, like right at the beginning. Yeah, I remembered watching that, like, cause I rewatched it recently, cause it's the only movie
Yeah.
I could get access to. I think that is
Okay.
mostly the reason.
Okay. No, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I can say to that. Um,
It's just kind of the same reason why every other bully bullies.
yeah, actually. Well, I mean, there might be. Yeah,
There might
actually, you're
be
right.
also
Usually,
other reasons, but it's mostly just because they don't get attention at home.
yeah, yeah, or not the
Or,
right kind of attention.
yeah. Or, they don't get, or, they just take something like their nickname or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think a lot of the reasons why the other characters also hated her, like the black-haired girl, I don't remember what her name is, and like a bunch of other people who talked bad about her, was because they took the attention away from him and they were his friends.
Yeah.
And then, she messed up his life in air quotation marks.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you have? What are you gonna say?
I mean, not really anything concrete, like, or specific, I should say.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like anime dialogue.
That's fair. A lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
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 I just sometimes and I think this movie does it too. It can get a little wordy, because like ideally in filmmaking you want to use as little words as possible. I understand that doesn't always happen, and if you use it right, that can
Which
be.
also the movie doesn't quite make sense in English since it was originally made in Japanese.
Okay.
Because one of the biggest like climaxes of the movie is whenever the deaf girl tells him that she loves him. And in Japanese, I love you and the moon sound very or like they have like the same pronunciation in a way. And I think that's like, how he got it confused is just how she said it. It sounded like the moon. And that also just doesn't transfer over to English as well.
Well, that's one plot point.
That is true, but that's also like the first climax of the movie, I think. I think this movie has two climaxes. And I think that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think the fireworks incident is the other one. And you watched that in English, didn't you?
Yeah.
Ben?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
we watched it in English.
yeah.
You watched
Okay.
it with me, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that was also some of the things. I think there are some discrepancies between the versions.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah. That's just part of watching anime, though.
That is true.
I don't know. Maybe okay.
Anime slash foreign films.
I do have one more thing. Maybe you have
Mhm.
like, this just seemed a little bit like cheesy, but like when she burns the money
Yeah.
and then their reactions,
Yeah. What, just like touching the pan and stuff, trying to put it
like
out?
it felt a little over the top.
What, you're telling me that you
Yeah.
wouldn't put out 1.7 million yen and try to save it? Which is
No,
equivalent to, I think,
I'm talking about.
$15,000?
Hold on.
Okay.
Well, no, he's not saying that. He's saying that
Uh,
the
I,
reactions themselves.
they seemed a little
oh, yeah.
not. I think Josh understands what I'm saying. I'm not saying you wouldn't freak out over 1.7
Burning
million,
it.
whatever
I
the hell,
think, like,
man.
the whole thing of, like, threatening to burn the money if he didn't promise, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
But I also, like, understand-ish why she did that, in a
Yeah.
way.
Well, because she knew she could get him to stop, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she knew
their
she could
words
get
and
him to promise.
expressions like were a little bit like
That could also be the English version.
yeah, okay.
Because the Japanese...
But the
'cause,
problem
you know,
is I don't like I haven't seen the Japanese version, and
hold
so
on,
we
I
would be
will...
arguing about something that I can't.
Hold on, I'll pull up the...
So if
part
you
right
keep
now.
bringing up the Japanese thing, it doesn't mean anything to me because I haven't seen it,
That
and
is
so I'm
true.
not going to go
There
off
was
of
also
that.
no guarantee that he'll be able to like understand like,
What's going
hey,
on?
this is how they're just talking in Japanese.
Yeah, and so you
That
just
is
showed
true.
me that, but
Yeah, I'm showing you that, that was probably not the right version to watch because the original was made in Japanese.
yeah. So I don't know. The problem is we're kind of circling a block drain. But
That
part
is-
of this, I do want to skip back because I do want to make sure to hit Boss Baby because I feel like the community is very much so crapping on it, and I want to point out some stuff that I think makes it actually a good movie. The Blackbird, that song, it was a great motif that they used, and it was great. Well, because like I said, he thinks that it was created special for him, and so there was some humor there, but also the fact that it associates to the fact that like his
He thinks the world
worldview is
revolves
skewed.
around him.
Yes, he thinks the world revolves around him. But see, the great transition with that song is like, so he's singing it when he's really sad in the airport. And that's a very heartfelt, touching scene because he's all alone. He's got nobody around him. The only person that he had is now gone, and he's trying to comfort himself, but he can't. And then he gets back with the baby, and then he uses the song later on to connect with his baby brother. Like, he passes it on. His thing, he passes it on. And that is one of the things that I thought was great, and reasons why I think it's pretty par with Silent Voice. Which, having you shown me the Japanese version, it might be a little bit like, I may change my mind. But
Yeah. You might have to watch the Japanese version as well,
yeah, exactly. But I'm
I
not
remember
going to
watching the
argue
English
off of the
version with
Japanese
Josh,
version
yeah.
because
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I've watched like a little bit of the English version with Josh, and it is different with just how the people act, because English voice acting is a lot different than Japanese voice acting.
yeah, and so yeah, I love the animation style because it really went outlandish and cartoonish, but it also really matched because like what was all in his head, but it helped. Like, I mean, there were some scenes where it was more grounded and it wasn't as crazy, but they really took in those moments, like when he's doing the imagination stuff and he's in space and stuff, and they really add a lot of flair and a lot of color to kind of amp it up and change it up, but then they bring it back more to reality. And that's actually somebody that I watched that did a review on it that I really like as a reviewer named Chris Stuckman was talking about how they changed the animation styles. And so, like, in the stuff that's imaginary, he has a different animation style, but then you go back to reality and he thought there were problems with the plot. But I always thought that the stuff, like everything was in his imagination, which I've repeated so many times. It's just that I think the stuff that looked like animation was where he was actively using his animation. The character was aware that he was using it.
Yeah.
But the entire time he was. And his growth to me was great, especially with that Blackbird song. And I think that is a lot of what the movie hinges on. Also the fact that he goes back for his brother to save him, even though he's stuck. He could have just let him go. And I think there were multiple points where he could just let him go and get back to normal, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And that
I think the whole story is just basing about how he coped with getting brother.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
But but also I will reiterate that I think there's a lot there about the generality of having another sibling and understanding that the world's not always about you and trying to find love in where you can, particularly with your siblings. I mean, I understand that it's a kind of specific, big brother, baby brother, but I still I'm the youngest child. I mean, there's only two of us. I'm the youngest child, but I still felt it, right?
Yeah.
So now, I guess, like you said, though, relatability, or Josh did, relatability doesn't necessarily make a movie great. And so I think I'm pretty good. But I like the other babies. I thought were a great addition. They added a lot of comedic timing, but they also kind of added some heartfeltness because they were naive characters. They were actually rather caring. They're babies, but still. And also the pop culture references and stuff, and referencing Glenn Ross. That's that cookies are for closers. They paraphrased it from that movie. It's coffee is for closers, and I thought that was great. And I think there's some other pop culture references.
Pop cultures also don't make a movie good.
Yeah, you're right.
They eventually just wind up dating the movie.
I mean, they can, but in this one, I think to some extent you can go past it though. Like, it won't necessarily date it. Doing pop culture references can date it. But the greatest example of a movie like that, now it's not pop culture references, but Citizen Kane is like that. It's incredibly hard to understand the importance of Citizen Kane without understanding the historical context.
I've never watched Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I mean,
Yeah, so I can't.
No, you don't have to apologize. I mean, it's...
Can't base anything off of it because we just haven't watched it.
Yeah. No, I'm just telling the audience and you that's an example. And so we are 54 minutes in. I don't know. Do you guys have anything we can I think I'm pretty good on Boss Baby. I think I covered a lot of the good stuff. The one thing that I didn't like about Boss Baby is they Deus Ex Machina'd a little bit.
The what?
Deus Ex Machina'd.
No way.
So basically, the end of the movie after the rocket ship takes off, you got the baby guy that was Lolita Puppy Co.
Hey Ben. It doesn't matter.
Why?
Because it's told as a story to a young child.
No, it does.
It doesn't matter. It only matters as much as the plot hole does.
No, it does. Let me finish, please.
It only matters as much as a plot hole does. Anyway, so yeah, like, you say it's a Deus Ex Machina, but you can't say that after you previously said that plot holes don't matter because it's being told from the point, because it's a kid's imagination.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like, even though we've established that those weren't plot holes, you can't make that initial argument and then immediately go back, like say, "Hey, this is
Well, I
bad."
didn't immediately. It was like 50 minutes in.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it doesn't.
I mean,
Well,
besides for the
okay,
fact,
hold on. No, actually, for this one I can because I would consider it lazy writing on this end, but not on the plot holes. And the reason for the plot holes is because the plot holes make sense within the context of the story and the way that the
yeah,
child is viewing it. Um, or maybe you're right. Hold on.
sorry.
He doesn't remember. Uh-oh.
No, I do remember. It's just I had it,
And then you lost it.
but like some guy just my point right is that some guy comes out and he pulls the guy from Puppy Co away, right? Just out of nowhere, he changes characters.
Well, okay. Is Puppy Co. like Puppy Co. is a competition to the baby company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that means the kid is deciding that he would rather have a puppy over a baby.
No.
I mean a baby over a puppy.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well, a baby brother over a puppy.
over a puppy. Yeah.
Anyways, but Josh is right. It doesn't matter. It's how
well,
this
it
kid
can.
is seen in his head. I mean that's pretty much all of the points I have, I think.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that when Shoka falls into the river, does he hit the bottom?
I don't think so. Like, no, he does because I'm pretty sure it's a very shallow river.
Which one? Which one?
Because I don't see him hit the
He-
bottom. I just see him
He
start
fell.
bleeding.
He fell in the river 3 times.
The
No, he
last
does not.
time.
He does not. He does not hit the bottom. Well,
Well, why
I'm
does he
pretty sure it's
start?
also a very shallow river.
The last time.
okay.
Why
If he
does
jumped,
he
if he
start
jumped
bleeding?
into, he actually might have hit the. I wasn't paying attention to that part. I'll be honest.
I'm pretty sure it's a pretty shallow
I,
river.
Yeah, the
yeah,
suicide
It is,
attempt.
it is a very okay. It is a very
Oh, the
shallow
suicide
river, and
attempt?
yes,
Yeah.
he did hit the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, the
He
suicide.
did hit the
attempt.
bottom, and then he came back up, and he started bleeding from it. From what I remember.
Okay.
Josh, you could correct me if I'm wrong.
I figured that he didn't. I thought he didn't actually jump.
No, he fell. That's why he was. That's why it cut to the hospital.
Wait, it cut to the hospital? I should have
Yes,
paid
it
more
cut.
attention to the beginning of
Yeah.
the movie.
No, this is the end. It's near the end of the movie. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the beginning of the movie. I thought that's what you guys were talking about.
No, we're talking about the last one. Whenever he jumps. Okay. So
I mean,
whenever he saves her, right, and then he falls off,
yeah.
it cuts from concrete to him jumping into water and then starting to bleed. Ben, correct me if I'm wrong on this, right? This is the part that you're talking about.
So the end suicide sequence. So he falls
Yes.
off, hits the water. He kind of floats up a little
know
bit,
what?
and then he starts bleeding.
I still have that movie open.
Okay, I don't want to. I want to close up here pretty soon. We're at an hour.
Yeah,
Um,
fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and
rewatch
you
it.
got to get off soon, right?
Oh yeah,
You got to
I
get
should.
off now. Yeah.
Sleep is for the weak.
not now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over some stuff that I liked about Silent Voice, and then we're gonna close.
Okay.
I don't know. The fireworks scene into the suicide was great. We had a great use of light, and the fireworks really added to the atmosphere. Particularly when like he starts to go into their apartment, that's where it really starts to. I mean, I watched that clip today, but yeah, that's really starts to fire it off, and you got the fireworks in the background, and it's lighting everything up, and she's got light, so it's illuminating her, and then he's coming in, and he's panicking, and he's running stuff over, and then he
Yeah.
runs over to the side of the balcony, and that adds like the lights that's flashing, and the music, and his dialogue really it really creates the right atmosphere.
Yeah. Yes.
I already
A
talked
lot
about
of this movie does not use music correctly, I think.
Okay.
But that was one scene that definitely did. I think a lot of the major movie theme stuff that they used over parts where she's getting bullied and such does not quite fit. But the one that they used during the suicide part definitely fits it.
Yeah.
Okay, it shows an egg. And then it shows him flashing back to like memories.
Okay. I already mentioned about the X's. I like the blood drip when
Just to
he
the,
pulls the
yes, he
ear.
hits the ground. He hits the bottom.
Yeah, so when he pulls her hearing aids out, that blood drip was good.
And
That was a
also
nice touch.
at the suicide scene, it also shows like the scar as well,
Okay.
which I think fits. It keeps the storyline consistent.
Okay, I already talked about great use of light. Oh, also the fact that they kind of the like the scene with the water hose,
Hmm.
right? Because or the multiple scenes, because or like how he does stuff to her and then they do stuff to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
But that's all I got. I think I'm through all
Yeah.
my notes.
I didn't write anything down because I didn't get to watch Boss Baby, so I just couldn't really make any points that I wanted to really drive home.
No, okay. Well, I think
Valentine's
that's
Day
gonna
was
be it.
extremely fit. Yeah.
Thank you both for coming. Please like, comment what you thought of this video. Comment what you thought of these movies. Please follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd. Check these movies out. Or wait, we didn't even talk about the Oscars and about how crappy I thought they are.
No, you did not.
Well, guess we're doing that now.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, so here's the thing, and I think this is the biggest point, right? Is that the Oscars don't do it right anyways. They just don't. And I think there's like I probably could scroll through the list and they just they have the tendency to pick certain kinds of movies that work more. Certain kinds of movies and they ignore others. They kind of give them the shaft. I'm not a huge fan of how they do it. And so I don't like theoretically see that's the problem is I probably should have went over this. We're going under the pretense that if the Oscars actually did what they were supposed to, then this is what it should be. I'm not going off of what the Oscars actually are. What the Oscars actually are suck.
To be fair, both of the movies should have lost to Coco, and I will admit that.
Yeah, they should. Coco was really
Yeah,
good.
Coco was good.
Yeah.
Coco has a lot more significance than both of those do.
It's also an incredibly told story, which is what the Oscars should be. Now, to be fair, once you get up to that high of a level, it's hard to distinguish between them. But still, Coco, yeah, hands down.
No, Coco wins.
Coco wins. Yeah.
Coco still wins that, yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have anything to add, or I'm gonna close?
Nope, I don't have anything.
Josh?
Josh, do you have anything?
I had nothing else to say.
Okay. Anywho, please like, comment what you thought of this video, comment what you thought of these movies, follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd. Do you guys want me to plug your stuff?
Doesn't matter.
Well,
I
if
have
there's
nothing.
anything that I want them to...
Can you plug in my phone?
No.
Anything is charged.
I can put in I'll put in far below average.
We haven't done that in forever. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's gonna do nothing because we did one video, but
It
still.
will sit there.
It will. Well, we also have a live stream up there as well.
Oh yeah, we do. Of
Yeah.
7 hours where Josh screws it up by streaming anime.
No,
Yeah.
that one was taken down.
Oh.
We have another one of the day before.
Oh.
You still shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho. So, subscribe.
Or don't. It's your choice.
See you guys later. Or please subscribe.
Dog out.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
Oh yeah. Ben Polarski out.
No, I said, see you guys later.